What up guys, welcome back to Patched.
Welcome back. Today we're going to be going over the different key switches for your keyboard. So it's a new thing. Everyone's sort of getting into different keyboards and all these custom builds and things like that.
Yeah.
Different keycaps, which we'll be doing some reviews on keycaps coming here shortly. But right now, switches. I mean, that's an important part. That's going to be the entire feel of your whole keyboard. So that's going to be important. Also the sound level. You don't want to have an annoying one.
That is subjective. That is personal preference, but yeah,
you don't want to have an annoying one.
Exactly.
You don't want that.
So we got you like your main key switches. We got Gateron, Kailh, and Cherry. So let's go over the different types of feel and like what they sound like and stuff like that. So let's start off with the cherries, and let's go over the green one.
Yeah, so I feel like cherries are kind of in their own category. The green one is going to be a tactile bump.
Yes.
Tactile bump.
It is very loud, and at first you're like, "Ooh, that's cool!"
Yeah.
Like
loud, tactile, clicky. At first, sounds really nice, but then as you keep going and your entire keyboard is these, I mean, it might get a little bit annoying. To be honest with you, that would probably annoy me after a while.
So it's your green and blue and.
Yeah, green and blues are like the most common, really tactile, clicky keycaps or key switches that there are.
I would say blue is easier to press.
Yeah, blue is going to require less actuation force, so it's just super simple, easy. Those are like the classic, very, very loud switches.
Yes, and then of course you have your white and brown. They're both tactile, but they're not clicky, so they're not super annoying, right?
Exactly.
So brown is a little bit easier to press than the white, I would say.
Browns is what I have in my personal keyboard right now.
Me too, but not cherry. I have Gateron browns.
Yeah.
And it's super, super nice. I love it. Just the feeling of that tactile, that little bump right there, it lets you know you actually press it. Versus like a linear one, which is these red and black ones. It's just it's just linear.
Red actually is one of the most common, one of the most popular switches. It's just linear. It's like your basic introduction to mechanical switches. That was my first one. I had a Corsair K70 with red switches in it.
Everyone remembers their first one.
Oh yeah, and then everyone remembers their first. And then I switched over to brown because all my friends were like, "Hey, you gotta try this. It's tactile. It feels nice." And I can't go back from tactile.
Nope.
I love the tactile switches. They're so nice. Because it's not like you don't really feel the bump when you're actually using it, but it gives that passive feedback to your brain, telling you that you press down the key.
And it just feels
nice.
Awesome. It feels great.
Feels good, sounds good. Love browns.
Yeah, and also the red is probably the easiest to press, and then the black has a lot more.
The blacks there are known for the actuation force. So the Cherry MX Black switch has a lot of actuation force. So
if you want to get buff fingers, then get the black.
If you're trying to train to play bass or something, get yourself just black switches.
Yeah, and then the switches are just a plus. It's a plus,
It's very similar to the Gaterons, which also have a plus sign design on here.
Yeah, so I just put the key from the Cherry and put it on my Gateron, so it kind of fits. It's not coming off anymore. There we go. Yeah, it fits. So I guess
keycaps will be interchangeable because Cherries and Gaterons are just super similar switches.
Wow.
So it'll your keycaps, if you got Cherry keycaps, they'll fit on a Gateron.
All right, let's move on to the Kailh. So the Kailh switches are weird. It has a box switch. So there's a plus sign and then there's a box surrounding it.
Yeah, it's like Romer G-ish. Yeah. It's like Logitech's proprietary one.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of colors on this as well.
With Kailh, we've got our green switches here, which are going to be tactile. Pretty high actuation on this.
Very loud.
Very, very loud.
That's so loud.
And we're going to have sound tests for all of these coming up shortly. But these are the it's like a darker blue color on these guys. I don't know what the official name is for the color. And then we've got the lighter blue, which all of these are tactile.
That is so loud. Don't get these.
Dude, that is loud.
If you have a mic and you're playing with your friends, they're gonna be mad.
Yeah,
that's annoying.
If you're gonna be on Discord with your friends, don't buy this.
Yeah.
Please. For my sake, don't buy these. Yeah. But I mean, hey, if you like a loud clicky keyboard, you might like these louder tactile ones.
Yeah.
And then we've got the clear switch or the white switch, also going to be tactile. Very, very low actuation on these. The yellow switch is going to be linear, but it's more like the Cherry MX Black switch where it's a lot of actuation force. So it's a very, very heavy switch on there. And then we've got orange. So we've got the orange switch here. which is gonna be tactile. It's like a Cherry MX Brown, but a lot heavier.
A lot heavier, yeah.
So it's very heavy. It almost feels like my G Pro keyboard with the Romer G switches. It's like a textured almost to push it down there. And then we've got your red switches here, which are gonna be just linear and very much like the Cherry MX Reds, just straight up linear, very basic. Everyone's sort of first favorite for keyboards.
Yeah.
We've got their black switch, which is a linear, very heavy to push down. You're noticing a similar trend between all these. It's because they are very similar. It's just a different switch type. And then we've got the brown, lastly, which is tactile, but still a little bit heavier, I would say, than Cherry MX Browns for the feel there. Something to note is the keycaps on these guys are not going to be interchangeable with Cherry or Gateron. So it's got a plus sign, but it's covered by like a box on the outside. So will not be able to change out your keycaps with Cherry or Gateron key switches. These are the ones that are used on a lot of Razer keyboards, for example. So Razer keyboards very commonly use the Kailh switches. But I mean, I feel like that wraps it up for this one.
Yes.
Tell us which is your favorite in the comments below. For me,
Brown.
I'm a big fan of the Gateron switches, but I like my Cherry MX Browns. Cherry MX Browns are very nice switches. It's just I like tactile, and I like a medium actuation force.
Medium to light. You know, that's the same for me too, and yeah,
definitely. I don't like the loud clicky ones.
No,
I can't do it. It was like my brother got a keyboard that was like really loud, and I had to hear it like all the time. So like that completely drove me away from it. I was like, I never want a loud keyboard. So for me, Cherry MX Browns are gonna be my daily driver. That's what I like.
Mine is Gateron Browns, and it's basically the same.
It's very similar.
The same. So, but anyways. Hope you helped you guys out, and we'll see you in the next video.
See you in the next one.